the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. And we sing in celebration. We sing with words of prayer. And we affirm all life as sacred. Come on. We declare that peace is here. Come on. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's sing that chorus again. Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. And Spirit is in this. Spirit is in this place. When Spirit is in this, Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Tucson. My name is Maria, and I am the host today, and we are really loving our second Sunday in this lovely new location. We're not a church in a box anymore. We're not rushing in and setting everything up, and afterwards rushing in and breaking it down. This is really lovely. For those joining us online, welcome wherever you watch, whenever you watch and join in. We're glad you're here. Please put your phones in airplane mode or turn them off to keep the sanctity of our service. Because wherever we are in sacred space. We're all a unique expression of the divine source, the one life that is God's life. That life is perfect, and that life is our life now. If you're setting an intention to experience a happier life, better health, more abundant living, you are in the right place. Is there anyone here today for the first time that would like to raise their hand so they could be recognized? Anyone here for the second or third time? Okay. Welcome to all of us old timers too. There are a few announcements from the bulletin. Actually, I'm only going to make one. The thing coming up this week is this thing called U Book Study. I believe it's in the annex on Thursdays from 11:30 to 1 p.m. So that is in the annex in person, and it's also done on Zoom, on our Zoom channel. We have a couple things coming up in 2 weeks, and then classes will be starting again in February. The other thing I want to remind everyone, now that we are here in this permanent location, we don't have to scurry out of here at the end of the service. We'll be having some fellowship in Harmony Hall to the right. So we have cookies and muffins and coffee, and we want to, get together and have some time of fellowship after the service. So please join us. Let's take a few minutes to say hello to everyone and give hugs to our neighbors. So again, we're really glad that everyone is here. Thank you.
What? Don't touch anything. I invite you to take a deep and centering breath as we gather here this morning. Knowing that there is only one life, one divine creative intelligence, one love, expressing itself in, as, and through all of creation. I know that this one is the very smallest of small, the ants churning the earth, the trees that grow from the earth, the food that the animals that we imbibe, that ties us to this cycle of life. I know that this one thing is all that there is. It is the known and it is the unknown. It is the all. And it is the light that shines within each one of us, that we are that each one of us is the large and small. We are the life. We are the known and we are the unknown. And so we come together in love. We come together in this divine fellowship. We come together to celebrate this thing called life. And so I am grateful. I am grateful for this teaching that reminds me that whatever is going on in spirit. That there is nothing going on that spirit is not in the middle of. And so I say a word to Southern California, to those that have lost their homes, to the first responders, to the people who are stepping up to help their neighbors. I know that spirit is in the middle of that, and I know that all is being resolved beautifully and perfectly right here and right now. I say a word for each and every one of us who have come together this morning that might be going through a challenge or a difficult time, knowing that love, that God, that spirit is in the center of it, and that all is well. And so I'm grateful for this coming together this morning, for this reminder, for Reverend Ronnie and her message, for the musicians, the board, the practitioners, and each and every one of you that make this a community. I am grateful. And so I know that this time together is blessed because we say it is. And so we release this word knowing it is so. And so it is. All right. I need to get my glasses as Tamara goes to our candles, which we both just noticed are already lit. Sorry. Still figuring out flow. So we honor the flames of faith this morning as we honor the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We honor a candle for shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous people and the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness and the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of surrender to divine love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all thoughts who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them and all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. The final candle is the healing candle, and it represents the revealing of the divinity at the core of all experiences. This is your candle for whatever is in your mind and your heart that requires the light. Keep thinking there's going to be a song. So next we'll move into our spiritual thought, which is in your program. And today's spiritual thought comes from the Dalai Lama, The Art of Happiness. In Buddhism, the principle of causality is accepted as a natural law. In dealing with reality, you have to take that law into account. This is also the case with mental states and experiences. If you desire happiness, you should seek the causes that give rise to it. And if you don't desire suffering, then what you should do is to ensure that the causes and conditions that would give rise to it no longer arise. An appreciation of this causal principle is very important. So I invite you to say our affirmation with me. I seek the causes of joy and cultivate them. With mindfulness and intention, I create a reality filled with positivity and peace.
Okay, good morning. So this song is about love. I guess though most songs are about love, but this talks a little bit about yearning and change. And the line that resonates with me is that you can't love anything until you can love yourself. And it's by this band called The Samples, which were out of Boulder. Probably nobody has ever heard of them, but being a Colorado boy, I've got to love The Samples. So. The only time I feel good falling is when I'm falling fast and hard for you. The last two digits when I'm calling fade away, but somehow I'll get through. The only time I feel good sinking is when I'm sinking fast and deep for you. You caught me as I was winking, and now I think my winking days are through. Could it be another change to come and rearrange? Why can't you just feel that way? I do. Can't love no one. Can't love something. Can't love nothing. You can't love anything till you can love yourself. Till you can love yourself. You can love yourself. The only time I feel good falling is when I'm falling fast and hard for you. I can't tell if you are stalling, so if you are, please tell me what to do. The only time I feel good sinking is when I'm sinking fast and deep for you. You caught me as I was winking, now I think my winking days are through. Could it be another change to come and rearrange?
I'm getting signals I'm supposed to do something, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh, I need my glasses for that too. Next month, I'll have an idea of what we're doing here. Sorry. I haven't known what's going on all week, so this is totally par for my course. So, all right. So it says congregation. So will you please join me in the Spirit's prayer? Loving Spirit, I open to your presence through my mind and heart to the higher consciousness of love. I awaken my earthly direction in life to the universal will of my highest good. Accepting daily nourishment from the presence of your Spirit within, I recognize and forgive others. I accept your guidance as I embrace your radiant light and through me. For yours is my true inner power and selfhood forever and ever. I accept this to be so, and so it is. All right, they're going to take it away.
You want to talk about it or no? Okay.
So this song is called The Ghost in You by the Psychedelic Furs. Again, child of the 80s. I originally thought it was about love and longing for somebody that may not be available or somebody that's not quite passed on. And then I read up on it this morning, and it's not. It's actually was inspired by Princess Diana. So completely have no idea, but it's a beautiful song. And I think he has a special factoid about this particular song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. The part I'm going to be playing was recorded on a keyboard, the original recording, and the Psychedelic Furs, whenever they performed it, used a backing track that played that part. So I'm going to be playing the part live for you, because that's how we do it here. So for the first time.
First time
Here
ever.
we go, yeah. Da, da, da. 1, 2, 3, 4.
A man in my shoes runs a light, and all the papers lie tonight. But falling over you is the news of the day. Angels fall like rain, and love, 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 love is only heaven's away. Inside you, the time moves and she don't fade. The ghost in you, she don't fade. Inside you, the time moves and she don't fade. The race is on, I'm on your side, and nearing you, my engines die. I'm in the mood for you and for running away. Angels tongued in you, and love, 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 you can't give it away. Don't you go, it makes no sense when all your supermen are drinking. Take away the time and get in the way. Ain't it just like rain? And love, 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 love is only heaven away. Inside you the time moves and she don't fade. The ghost in you, she don't fade. Inside you the time moves and she don't fade. The ghost in you, she don't fade.
Very good, buddy.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So good morning. How are all of you this morning? Good, good. So I just want to mention a few minutes before I get started is, I'm a native Californian, and I could admit that right now. And yes, the devastation in California is real. And if any of you feel that you would like to do or participate in giving, CSL community page, which is csl.org, has a way of gathering funds for those that have been misplaced, displaced, whatever it is that is going on in everyone's life over there. It's a way to give back. So I just wanted to share that all with you. And truly, growing up in Glendale, California, and looking at what has transpired, I just thought, wow, I never thought in my, and I'll admit this, 64 years, that I would see my beloved California just reduced to ash. So it's amazing what happens. And so as spiritual mind people and as science of mind people and mental physics people, how do we look at that? We could say, well, we're all victims. No, we're not, because like the true Phoenicians that we can be, we rise from the ashes. And so I know that that is true for each and every one of us, not just in California, that whatever is burned down in our life, what happens is it's creating something for us to be open to, something new. And so this month, what I'm going to be discussing with all of you are the basic principles of science of mind. So last week, I covered the thing itself, basically our relationship with God. And this week, I want to discuss with all of you how it works. It's kind of nice to know that. And what's always fascinated me about the Christian dogma is here we have this book, 66 books, and not one single page really tells us how to have spiritual tools to use to be that spiritual person. We are all on a spiritual journey. What happened is we all came in a physical body, as I said last week, but we are a soul. And what happens is this beautiful soul that we have is in search of. And what actually, I'm going to give it all away right now, is we're in search of a relationship with that divine. And it's not out here, it's not in a book, it's not, somewhere else that you can read about it or whatever. It's within yourself. And that is what we do, is we look at that relationship of how we can obtain a better divine self. What is it all about? Just like these gentlemen played earlier, it's all about love. It's all about that divine relationship. Each and every one of us has a unique relationship with that divine source. And most of us are saying, well, how do I get there? Well, you're here, and you're all on a spiritual path. And each one of us, like water that seeks its own level, we seek something within that calls us. What I love about the metaphysical realm of teaching is that we explore every single faith tradition there is. And that doesn't make us wrong. It makes us totally awesome. Because what happens is we are gathering information and we're saying, okay, this resonates with me. I know that, being a science of mind person since the age of 3, that I understand, what it is to have a relationship with God. And I also understand what it's like to come from another faith tradition and say, what are you saying? I actually spent time, about 5 years, as a Presbyterian. And what I found out about that particular spiritual journey that I was on then was it was all about ritual. It was all about the communion. It was all about, the stuff that was outside. And then I realized, and I always kept one foot in science of mind, that it wasn't about the communion, but it was. What it was is the communion of my soul with that source of all that is creative, that created me and it created all of us. In the science of mind, we practice that there is a universal mind, there is a spirit and intelligence that has created everything. And I mean everything. We are also a faith and a philosophy. So what does that mean? It means that what we believe, we practice. What do we believe? In Acts, it says, in it we live and move and have our being. What is that? It's God. It's the divine source, which is right here, right now within us. It's already here that we're nurturing. Spirituality, I feel, is a gift. Because we can look at religion as a dogma and we can look at the instruction books that come with it, or we can step out of those books and, as I said, step into our divine self and realize that I have this amazing relationship with the source that has created everything in this room, including all of you and myself. Our beliefs set what we believe and what we don't. And when we think, we're actually planting seeds. When we are planting seeds, what we're doing is we're saying, this is what I know to be true. We are thinking, willing, and knowing the consciousness of the center of being and living spiritually. Have you ever thought, well, yes, we have, but when we think, something happens. Here's an example I have used several times. How many of us have thought about a person? And maybe we haven't heard from them for a decade, maybe longer. And all of a sudden, you get an email from them. Or you hear from them in some way. And you think, I was just thinking about them. Yes. Thoughts are things. And as I say, so what are you creating in your life? My husband and I were doing a little bit of a road trip yesterday. We had to go up and back to Tempe. And he is a retired UCC minister. And so we have some really interesting conversations sometimes. And I was talking to him about the story where Jesus, fills the multitudes. And I said, I think there's a deeper meaning than 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And I said, yes. I told him, I said, when I look at that on a metaphysical area in my life, It's like, well, wait a minute. Bread. Bread is nourishment. And so, the 5 loaves was actually nourishment. And what he had done is he'd been running around the world or running around where he was and healing people. And one afternoon, one of the disciples said, "Hey, boss, you're getting hungry." And this little boy said, "You know what? I just happen to have 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And Jesus, "Great." He break bread and we'll share it. So each disciple went out with some bread and some fish, and they fed the multitudes in maybe groups of 50 or 100. And you're saying, yeah, right. How does that work? Well, let's look at it a little deeper. When we see the loaves and fishes, bread is the word. So each disciple got their own little study group, and they spread the word of what Jesus was teaching. That was the nourishment. Fish, of course, was fishers of men. So these disciples, what was going on with the disciples is they were Jesus's buddy. They were helping spread whatever he was teaching at that particular time. And that's what fed the multitudes. It wasn't food, it was the word. That's what really happened, is the word fed the multitudes. So I love Bible trivia, so I'll tend to plant little seeds like that. Let's see, how can I put this? When we have a belief system, what happens is we challenge ourselves in, do we really believe that? On our spiritual journey, we bump into many things that we tend to say, well, is that true? Do I really believe that? Do I really believe what's happening? And so what happens in mental physics is when we create a thought, something else is created in form. And as again, I ask you, what are you creating? Each of us today has something going on in our life. And most of us will say, well, they did it. They did it to me. Or this is what happened to me. This is how it was created. Well, the one thing about science of mind is we all accept responsibility. And that's sometimes a little tough because we want to push it off on something else. We really don't want to see what's going on. But the clue and the spiritual tool is when we see what is actually going on, we say, oh, well, that's what it is. That's what I'm to know. That is what my soul is to know so it can continue to grow. The one thing about metaphysics is there is no mental coercion. You're not being held by anything. We do not will things to be done. What we know is it's already done in the mind of God, which is your mind, which is my mind. It's about the power and the presence and our self-assertive truth. It works through us because we are part of the divine that we call or refer to as God, that God particle of all that is good. Not all that is bad, but all that is good. Our minds are powerful tools. And in the science of mind, what we learn is how to use it to our advantage. In the science of mind, it is the study of the faith and philosophy, as I said, and the nature of the law, governed and directed by thought. Always conscious that we live in a spiritual universe. Yes, we do. Everything is a spiritual universe. That God is in and through and around and for us. It can't be against us because it's love. When we anchor into the energy, wherever our life is at the moment, it is that life-changing transformation experience that we say, oh my gosh, I can create my own good. I can leave this all behind and say, I'm done. We have that choice. We have that absolute choice. And we can bring things into our life. The biggest example I can come up with right now for manifestation and creativity in the mind is last year, I had no idea that we were going to be here. But I knew, without a doubt, that we were growing and that we needed, well, I don't like to say need, we required a bigger place because our consciousness was growing. And I would ask myself, what is mine to do? Where are we going? What are we doing? And it was quiet. And I thought, okay, it's not now, right now. And I kept saying that. It's not now. I know it's not right now. Long story short, everything started to emerge. Dr. Jonathan and I had conversation. Our boards had conversation. We visited here several times. And all of a sudden, here we are. And it was because of that higher consciousness that all of us held. This or something better. This or something better. It has been written, when we speak about truth, what is it that we speak about truth when we speak our word and we speak with conviction and we speak with that manifestation in mind? What it is that it is a truth that is freely provided for us to know. And is the only way that through our mind, that same mind that we share with that God mind, that right here, right now, that truth is done. It's revealed. There's a difference between relative truth and absolute truth. The relative truth is constantly changing, but the absolute truth endures. And what is true today always was and always will be true. Relative truth is our human experience, and it appears in the physical world. Think about this. The flower, as it is, say a rose, we love the roses, they're so beautiful, will eventually, unfortunately, wither and die, and its beauty fades. However, what is the absolute truth about that rose? It is a divine idea of beauty and is changeless and timeless because we know it to be beautiful. So when we shift from relative to absolute, we change our thinking and therefore our thoughts become powerful, that we can and will create a better experience. Think about it. We could look at that rose and say, oh, it's dead and gone and whatever. But yet, if we look at that rose, even though it has withered away, think about the joy and the beauty that we were able to enjoy, and we still can because we have that memory of it. And what we note about that is that the evolution of human consciousness brings with it the acquisition of new powers and higher possibilities. Everything we do is a higher possibility. We don't have to be limited. We are only limited if we want to be. What is it that you want to do right now? What is it? Think about it. How can you shift it and say, yeah, that's what I want? Spirit is always spirit, no matter our emotional storm. And it is always love, and unconditional love at that. Because it is that is within us, which partakes in the nature of the divine being. We are divine, and we are divine love. Ernest Holmes said this, then, knowing that the thing can work for us only through us, let us begin to accept today more good than we experienced yesterday, and to know that we shall reap a harvest of fulfilled desires. Yes. Do you believe it? Yes. Yes. Yes, we do. So my question to all of you is, what are you willing to create in your life? What are you willing to believe as a participant in your life? What is it that is your highest good? Knowing that divine works through you, as you. Namaste. I love you. And so it is.
Right here,
Right here,
right now,
right now,
right on,
right on.
and so it is.
And so it is.
Come on, right here,
Right here,
right now,
right now,
right on,
right on.
and so it is.
And so it is.
Well, yesterday is gone, and tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have, all that I see. Sing right here,
Right here,
right now,
right now,
right on,
right on.
and so it is.
And so it is.
Right here,
Right here,
right now,
right now,
right on,
right on.
and so it is.
And so it is.
I'm back. And I'm back with my board member hat on. I recently joined the board last fall. And so we had a hard time coming up with gratitude. So I'm going to, on our list, we have National Make Your Dreams Come True gratitude. So each and every one of us can be grateful for all of those dreams that we had that we're still working on or that we've already received. My personal gratitude this week is for our practitioner ecclesiastical team, so including Reverend Rhonda. I had a difficult week this week, and I reached out to our prayer team as a practitioner, and I received support, and Reverend Ronnie sent me a beautiful prayer that lifted me and my transitioning cat right up, and so it was beautiful. And I just want to thank our team, our prayer team, and that we are, my gratitude is also each and every time I get to pray with any of you, that lifts me up as well. So we are available to you. There's our little practitioner plug, and that's my gratitude this week. Thank you.
Yes. And so my continued gratitude is for this beautiful spiritual community and the ability to have our sacred time right here and right now in this sanctuary. And so as we have that beautiful relationship, not only with the divine and ourselves, and I invite you, of course, to the cookies and muffins and coffee and beautiful conversation, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for all of this and so much more. And if your heart feels so called, there is a basket for a donation as you leave, and you can leave. Make sure that if you grab an envelope, though, it says CSL. Write it on. Because it was really funny. I got a beautiful visit from Dr. Jonathan, and he goes, "Here's some wayward funds." And so if you use an envelope, please make sure you label it CSLT. But yes, we're going to move forward and still gathering from the basket. And I just want to say thank you. And so let us Let us be in gratitude and stand up together. For me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
Come on, sing it.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So grateful that we share this time together as a beautiful spiritual community, that as we live and breathe and have our being, that as we leave here today, we are truly blessed. That we know God's love, we know that divine presence within that continues to guides and heals and directs us to wherever we go. And for this and so much more, I am truly grateful. And so it is. Amen.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife, and with my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you, everybody.